On July 25th, 1988, police enter the Von Stein home.
It didn't take long for them to realize that this was a major crime scene.
Detective John Taylor of the Washington Police is one of the first on the scene.
When I first got there, the downstairs seemed relatively normal, other than the glass at the back door being broken, where the door was forced open.
He soon realizes this is not your average crime scene.
When they first entered the house, they had noticed several cats and a rooster. Then the investigators and first responders made their way upstairs.
In the master bedroom, a bloodbath.
There was splatters of blood on the walls, the ceiling. Tremendous amount of blood on the bed. Bonnie was on the floor and Leith was on the bed. It was immediately apparent it was a violent death.
Leith Von Stein has been beaten and stabbed.
He was dead, no sign of life at all.
He had been stabbed in his back multiple times over his heart and one time in his chest.
A knife wound deep in her chest. Wife Bonnie barely clings to life.
It was such a horrific scene that even veteran police officers had a problem dealing with it.
It looks like a brutal robbery. There's just one problem. Nothing's missing.
There didn't appear to be anything that was disturbed anywhere else except at the back door where the glass was broken and upstairs in the bedroom.
Searching the rest of the house, police officers make another surprising discovery.
They found Angela was still asleep in her bedroom, had slept through the attack.
How could anyone sleep through such a violent ordeal?
There were always questions among the officers that were there as to whether it was unusual for a person to have slept through that occurrence.
And why was Angela left unscathed?
That's a small town. Everybody talked. She had to know, and somebody had to let them in the house.
I think the police actually did think she was a suspect because she was unharmed. But I think also at one point they thought my mom was the suspect because she survived.
Bonnie Von Stein is the next in line for Leith's fortune.
Like any murder, you have to try to eliminate people from suspicion. And something like this, you need to start with the family.
You start looking for the usual motives: money, jealousy, revenge.
The map proves this murder was planned. But these crumbling fragments of paper will also draw detectives into a dark temptation where fractured fairy tales really do come true.
It talks about the evil prince, and killing the evil prince, you get the treasure.
Temptation can dig its claws into the most unlikely places. In 1988, in Little Washington, North Carolina, the suburban streets are bristling with fear.
People in the community were worried, they were scared. We've got this horrible murder, and we don't know who's responsible for it.
It was at that point I realized that I had just done something that couldn't be redone.